Senator wa kaunti ya Migori Eddy Oketch alikuwa kwa NTV kwa hiyo kipindi ya asubuhi ambayo inaitwanga Fixing the Nation. Alipokuwa pale aliweza kupitia wakati mgumu zaidi, ambapo kumbuka Senator Eddy alikuwa amewasilisha motion ya kuweza kumuondoa Edwin Sifuna, katibu mkuu wa chama cha ODM, kuweza kuondolewa kwa chama cha ODM na zile nafasi zote ambazo ameweza kushikilia kwa chama cha ODM na kwa Senate aweze kuondolewa, kwa sababu Senator Eddy anaona kuwa Edwin Sifuna anaweza kukeuka sheria za ODM kama katibu mkuu wa hicho chama. So alikuwa na wakati mgumu kuweza kuelezea mambo hayo. Pia alikuwa na wakati mgumu kuweza kuelezea siasa za broad based government, ambapo aliweza kutokwa na kijasho sana alipokuwa akiulizwa maswali kuhusiana na broad based government. Pia swali ambalo liliweza kumchanganya zaidi ni kuhusiana kama iwapo ODM itakuwa kuunga re-election ya Rais William Ruto 2027 ama haitamuunga mkono, na pia msimamo wa chama cha ODM wako kwa mrengo ya Tutam ama Wantam. So Eddy alikuwa na wakati mgumu sana kuweza kuelezea Wakenya kuhusiana na hayo mambo, na nataka muweze kusikiza hiyo interview jinsi Senator Eddy aliweza kutokwa na kijasho, jinsi maswali yalivyo mchanganya kabisa. Kabla tuweze kumsikiza, itaweza kuwa ni mara yako ya kwanza kutazama video hii channel na labda hujaweza kusubscribe, please take your time subscribe. Pia vile na kuomba like hii video, na kikubwa zaidi na kuomba uweze kuachia comment yako hapo, na pia ikiwezekana share hii video popote pale. Hebu tumsikize Senator Eddy.
Let me ask you a simple question. It has just come on my mind. Just let me ask, and then you can combine it together. Okay. Sifuna has said with finality that the party position is a one-term position. True. He has said that, isn't it? What if tomorrow the party sits together, okay, and decides, which I think that's the direction of the party that we are going to right now, decide that we are going into a coalition and supporting President William Ruto.
He'll speak that position.
Where does this leave him?
He'll speak that position.
Yes, yeah. No, but that's what he has been doing by speaking the position and going out there and bastardizing party members. That's what I'm saying. Okay. He speaks this position and bastardizes party members.
Party members. And yes, you've even spoken about the fact that ODM is in broad-based, and you've been able to gain an immense amount of things, from the broad-based and all of that.
Yes.
Another, what goes through my mind when I hear that is, it's our turn to eat. Edwin Sifuna is compromising our eating time, essentially. when he's like Wantam, anachoma, anatuharibia.
No, that would be very simplistic. You know why it is simplistic, my dear? Let me tell you.
Things are not always that complicated.
Yeah. Where you are seated here today, here today, Janet, you're a Kenyan. You're paying taxes to the Kenyan government. Okay? It has been time without number in this country that people pay taxes to the regime of the day and don't get the services that they do deserve. Okay? This is the rot that Raila Amolo Odinga sought to correct when he came with this broad-based government. And when I say that right now there is inclusion, remember this party called ODM is the party that we can say for a fact that has given voice to the minority communities in this country more than ever since independence.
Is inclusion as a favor real inclusion?
It's not a favor.
It's not a favor. If you're saying it's because of being in broad-based that suddenly you're included in conversations, suddenly regions are getting development, and we've seen it happen. It's a fact, right? Yes. There's a lot more goodies being dished out. Everywhere the president goes, things are happening. That's fine. But that is a favor, essentially, and it is a factor of you being broad-based, not as a service, as a taxpayer that you deserve.
You can't call the responsibility of government a favor.
It's
a duty. It's a duty for President Ruto.
If it's a duty, why isn't it being done, and why isn't ODM pushing it for it to be done properly, as opposed to being done as a favor only for you being in broad-based?
But that's what
because for those of us who are not in broad-based, then that means we don't get anything. So that the problem still exists. You have not fixed the problem. You've put yourself in proximity to power so that you can benefit like everyone else, which is why I'm saying the real issue with Edwin Sifuna here is that he's compromising your time to eat. Not that it's any ideological big deal.
So can I answer?
Yes.
We can go factually.
Yeah.
Let's not speak what seems to be popular and nice to say. We can go factually to every single region in this country that has had serious development initiatives that are happening in this country. Where Sifuna comes from, because nowadays he even speaks more as into this lawyer community and that kind of conversation, which is wrong, because is a figure that we should talk about nationally. Mm-hmm. Every single region in this country has got government projects and development projects going on, and it's not a favor being done to those regions. It's just that in the past we have had previous governments concentrating projects that are done by government in particular regions and not others. Mm-hmm. Okay? This is a fact. We have been in this country all together. Mm-hmm. So when those things are happening in Luya land, you can't say that now Luyas are being favored. When those things are happening, by the way, even if you look at the structure of government right now, right? People might want to exclude or isolate the central Kenya and Mount Kenya region. Okay? And say that, because Mount Kenya region is not perhaps in a broad base, which we have just said, therefore they're not getting some development or their fair share of what they deserve. Today in government, central Kenya has got more ministers than any other region. And nobody's profiling central Kenya that because they're not the leaders in Mount Kenya are not in broad based.
No, someone shouldn't get development.
Yes,
I am saying the problem here is not that certain regions are now getting development. That should be the case. Mm-hmm. Everyone in Kenya should be able to get development, should be able to get goodies, roads, favors, whatever, regardless of party position, regardless of affiliation, regardless of being in broad-based or not. Senator, so when you say that, you know what, Azimio is in broad-based and we have reaped and the party SG is compromising this.
Senator, I think
it's incredibly, it's an undoing.
You know what Mariam is saying? Because I think we've also hosted people here who have inadvertently said it's because of my proximity to the president that I think it was a woman. We've hosted many people.
It was Gathoni Wamushomba.
Yes, there was somebody else, but she basically said
Milia Dhiambo. It's so many people.
So it's hard to deny that. It's hard to deny it. It's hard to say that's not the case.
Dialogue has completely failed because we have got informal conversation in the party that are going on, just like any organization. We have got formal conversation that goes on. Then we have got public utterances for which I've gotten very disappointed on Sifuna, right? So when I bring them into the party and the party leader feels very strongly that there is still chance for dialogue, as Eddy, I cannot be a mad person and not listen to my party leader. I have to respect that there is something that my party leader sees that is different from maybe what I see, and that therefore we must give that dialogue a continued chance. Okay. But even in that continued chance, I want to make it very, very clear, because we have got stake in this party just as any other person. Even in that dialogue chance to our party leader, it cannot be in perpetuity. It cannot keep on going like this for eternity. We are giving it ultimatum that in the next 1 week, if this cannot be resolved, then we must give party members a break. We must bring party members out of confusion. Senator. And we must have, we must be resolved, first of all, within ourselves, because that party dialogue includes possibility of even Sifuna dialoguing by himself and resigning. That's a part of dialogue. Okay?
Dialoguing by himself.
Yes. he can be able to call, because because let me tell you, how many instances has Sifuna gone into party organs, have a party decision that he himself authors, and then after authoring those party decisions, he goes and reads when Sifuna reads something as a party position, my dear, I take it serious and I follow it, right? Then tomorrow, after I've followed that party position which he led me through, then he goes and bastardized me as a party member. How am I supposed to feel? For instance, he himself, as a whip of the a deputy whip in the Senate, because I sit in the Senate, came to me personally, came to all our members in the Senate personally, and whipped all of us. He personally whipped all of us and convinced us that is not just a party position, but is a moral position that he holds dear as our whip to impeach Rigathi Gachagua on the basis that this guy is a tribalist, is making it impossible for the nation to stick together, to build a country that can work for Luos, can work for Kikuyus, can work for Ogieks, can work for everybody in this country. Therefore, he deserves being impeached. Then the next day, you see the dalliance between him and Rigathi in a public place that the same man who just said a day before said utterances that are completely tribal. Even in that particular event, says tribal things about different people, calling people kehe, saying that kids who are coming from Turkana cannot learn in alliance. And then your party SG shows some dalliance with that kind of person. You are left confused because he forced you into a pack that was to deal with that kind of person.
I see
the same to broad-based government.
I see your confusion, Senator.
I don't know.
It could go for. I know we're about to get back into conversation. Thought it might be important to just sample some feedback,
yes.
Because some of it might be something that we direct to Senator Eddy Oketch. So somebody here, this is Eric Flash, is saying Sifuna had an issue with ODM working with UDA based on his allegiance to the party, but they want him to sing the song because they are being fed. So are you? So if you are a party with its manifesto, so I think they're saying if he has an issue and he's saying he has an issue, why should that be an issue to the party? If he's saying he has an issue with the allegiance to UDA. Somebody else here, Sami Odoyo. Senator, with all the noise you're making, is this a position of the party or your individual position? What is the difference between yourself and Edwin Sifuna? Bakari Sagna, is Senator Eddy Oketch expressing these concerns in his personal capacity as an ODM member, or is he representing the views of other party members? So that's coming up quite a bit. I think we can continue to sample.
For whom do you speak?
Yeah.
We'll sample more feedback. That might be a good place to start.
Yes.
Eddie versus Edwin. Right?
No, it is actually Eddy. It hadn't even hit me.
Eddie claims that Edwin is speaking in his personal capacity and confusing the members.
Yes.
But Eddie is also speaking now. Are you speaking in your personal capacity? Or are you speaking as a senator from Migori County? Or are you speaking as a member of
ODM or NEC? Yeah.
These debates have been there for the last 3 months, to be specific. These escalated debates where you see banter being thrown among party members and between party leaders, right? And there are other leaders who have also raised a number of issues. I want to give a point in example. Senator Ososi, who is also a senator in the same house that I sit, and he's also a deputy party leader, has raised a number of pertinent issues, including the agenda of the 10-point agenda in the party. Ask yourself, why hasn't Eddy Oketch raised any issue with regards to any other member of the party who has had a differing opinion? One is because ODM is a democratic party. We can have these conversations. Okay? But number two is because the person I'm raising an issue about and the issues that he has talked against a number of times, I've spoken on my behalf as a member of the party. Okay? He's speaking on my behalf. And therefore, by extension, on behalf of other party members who might not have a voice, including people I'm representing in Migori County.
Please draw the line.
Yes.
When Deputy Party Leader Godfrey Osotsi speaks,
yes,
is he speaking on the behalf of the membership of the party?
Constitutionally, in our constitution, there are two people who can speak authoritatively as a voice of the party. Okay? And on separate issues. That's why you see there's an invocation of Article 16 I of the Constitution of ODM. The voice of the party absolutely is SG of the party. But then there are contentious issues in the party, including things like coalition agreements in ODM, that the person who has got the ultimate power given by the Constitution of ODM is the party leader, not even a deputy party leader. So when Sifuna speaks as an SG of the party, he actually speaks on behalf of me. Okay?
Okay.
And he actually speaks on behalf of many ODM party members in Migori County, where I come from, okay, that are also members of that party and don't have the same platform that I have. And in extension, he speaks on behalf of a number of party members who trusted me to put me in the neck of ODM.
Fair enough. And in fact, what you've just said was publicly said by the then party leader Raila Odinga.
Yes.
When he said, when Sifuna speaks, ODM has spoken.
Exactly.
And it was at a point when some members of ODM were again doing the same thing you're doing today, that saying, no, Sifuna should not be speaking the way he's speaking. Raila came out to say, Sifuna should speak the way he's speaking. When Sifuna speaks, it's ODM speaking. So why are you changing your position?
No, that
was said by the party leader.
Raila did not say Sifuna should speak the way he has been speaking in the last 3 months.
He didn't say how he should speak. No, he just said when he speaks, he speaks on behalf.
And this is the problem. This is the problem.
Yes.
So
is that to say
there are issues that I feel very strongly.
Two things can't be true at the same time?
Yes.
Is it that every time Edwin Sifuna speaks, he's speaking on behalf of ODM? Are you saying that?
That's what he says. No. That's what Sifuna says. These issues that he holds dearly, right? And the statements that he makes, utterances that he makes outside there dearly, he makes them on behalf of the party.
What does the party constitution say?
Raila Amolo Odinga.
Does the party constitution say the same thing you're saying?
That the SG will speak on behalf of the party.
Very good. So
but what does the SG speak on behalf of the party? Is what the party has agreed on. Okay? Because that's why you've got organs, structures, and fundamentals of the party, which must live. Right?
Correct.
When you go, let me just make this clear to you, Latif.
Okay, go ahead.
When we went into a coalition, into a relationship, a cooperation agreement with UDA, okay, there was a party process that people sat in. There were members of the party that might have even been against that kind of move. A few members might have been against. They expressed themselves in the organ of the party, which I would think, and Sifuna said this even in a different interview, that even himself, he wasn't pro some things that were being canvassed in those meetings. But then a meeting was concluded, which is what Baba was referring to. A meeting was concluded, and it was made a decision that we must then go and into a cooperation agreement with UDA, which then gave birth to this broad-based government, isn't it? Yeah. So when Sifuna goes outside there, does he not have a moral obligation and a constitutional obligation to defend that which he committed us to? He does.
That is very well said. Now, I will remind you that at that moment, when Raila was standing out to castigate people and saying you should not silence Sifuna, he speaks for the party. It was exactly the same kind of thing that he was saying even then. He was saying that the broad-based government is an agreement that has been reached by the two parties. Okay? We are not in a coalition with UDA. He has said that, and the party leader then reminded everybody, we are not in a coalition with it. This is not a coalition government. Okay? It's an agreement. Edwin Sifuna has gone ahead to say that the party has not said it will not field a candidate in the next election. And in a meeting that the leadership of the party held here at, what's that hotel called? A hotel near JKIA with a nice name.
4 Points.
No.
Sorry, okay, whichever.
Raila said, yes, you are saying that we are not going to have a candidate in this party. Who told you? Sifuna even reminded you. Baba asked you, who told you? That's what Sifuna has been saying. ODM must prepare itself for the next election. Okay? So these are the things that Sifuna has been saying. Sifuna has been talking about this, and our party will compete against this government in the next election. When people are saying, no, don't say that, Baba came and said, Sifuna is speaking for the party. You're saying that what Sifuna has been saying in the last 3 months is different. It's not.
It is
principally what Sifuna has been saying since Baba died is what Sifuna was saying before Baba died. Is there anything different?
You've read my letter. If Baba Raila Amolo Odinga was today alive, and my party SG has gone and called members were shenzi, Is it a party leader position? Is it a party position? Wait, I'm just going to give you one by one, because
as the Secretary-General of ODM.
He said that when he speaks as the ODM Secretary-General.
So what's the issue here?
Just wait. He also went and said that everywhere where ODM has support, okay, they believe that this is a one-term government, which is a chant that has been propagated mostly by the Wamunyoro and the United Opposition side. Is that a party position?
I'd say yes.
Yeah.
When was it discussed at a party position?
According to even Oburu Oginga, who has said ODM must prepare itself for the next election. Even the deputy party leader said ODM must prepare itself for the next election. Why are you preparing yourself for an election?
It means
are you preparing yourself for an election so that you vote for?
Lose.
I've just told you a factual basis, because I'm not into popular conversations. I am into a conversation that is about our people, given the history of our country and the history of our politics and the history of how we have gotten into coalition with different members.
True.
I've just told you here that ODM has been in 4 elections, has participated actively in 4 elections.
Yes.
Out of those 4 elections, only one did ODM ever fielded a candidate directly as ODM.
Yes.
I've told you that ODM in 2013 was in a coalition. I've told you that in 2017, ODM was in a coalition. And 2022, ODM was in a coalition. It was in a coalition after preparing for that election.
Yes.
So it's not different that in 2027, ODM is preparing for an election, which most likely it will also go to a coalition.
Yes.
And that coalition could also be the broad-based association as a coalition. It's a possibility. I'm not saying that this is a position of the party. So when you go as an SG and explicitly put it on paper that is not the position, where was it discussed? We must give the party organ the chance to discuss everything as it dispensed with, right? And that's why I'm telling you that I've got a personal problem as a party member with misrepresentation of facts on the pretext that you hold a position that I've given you to hold.
Let me ask you
because then you misrepresent the entire party understanding of what is going on, and then what happens is that you bring confusion in the party.
Let me ask you.
And if you don't believe in it, the honorable thing to do is to resign.
Let me ask you. Now let's speak to the party member who is in Todonyang.
Yes.
And that other village in Migori. What did you say the village?
Even in Wothogik in Migori. Wothogik.
Wothogik.
Yes.
In Wothogik in Migori.
Yes.
That ordinary ODM party member. What is the position of the party?
Yeah.
Is the party going to field a candidate in the next election? Is the party Tutam or Wantam?
Currently, the position of the party, as we have discussed, okay, and as Baba discussed, is that between now and 2027. By the way, this was reiterated after Baba's burial, peace be upon his soul, when the organ of the party called Central Committee further met and affirmed this position. It's not non-factual. It's a fact. That was again read by Sifuna.
Yes.
That between now and 2027, we must be obsessed as a party with the dire situation of our people economically. Okay? And that dire obsession with the issues of improving the life of our people must be attained by being in a broad-based government arrangement. So when you say something like you don't recognize the broad-based government and you're speaking on my behalf as a party secretary-general, is abusive to me.
The position
because
is Tutam.
that position. Wait.
My question is not whether to the person in that village.
Yes.
The ODM is in broad-based.
Yes.
My question is whether ODM is going to prepare for one term or for two term. You know what that means? Is ODM supporting William Ruto's re-election, or is ODM preparing to field a candidate in the next election? It is a simple, direct yes or no. One term or two term?
Right now, there are members of the party that support, because I have to hold Sifuna to the same moral authorities that I also have subject myself to. There are members of the party, and in my view, there are many of them, a bigger percentage, that are convinced that given what we have been able to achieve so far, and we could be able to achieve together in this broad-based government towards 2027, we will be forming a formal agreement with the current government of the day to go into a coalition together. The form and nature and the stature and whatever we negotiated in that is not up to me. There's party organs to go to that.
That's individual members,
right? But that is what I'm telling you.
What's the position of the party?
Position.
That party position will be established by party organs. I'm telling you.
So far,
yes.
Because you see, the NEC, the Central Management Committee of the party, has met even after Raila's demise.
Yes.
And talked about what shall happen.
Yes.
Even before Raila was taken ill, he met with the leadership of the party, where he was asking, who told you, right? Before Raila died, was a position that ODM is going to field to prepare for the 2027 election. After Raila died, is the position of the party that it's going to prepare for the next election.
And I'm giving the position of the party as has consistently been given by Raila Amolo Odinga and by any other person, okay?
Not by any other person. I want the official position of the party.
The official position
because
of the party.
What you're saying is that Sifuna has not been speaking on behalf of the official position of the party.
He's been contradicting.
So I want you to tell me the official position. Official position
I say
that Sifuna has been contradicting.
Sifuna has been reading for us the official position of the party and then negating it the next day, speaking from the true part of the mouth. And that's why I said there is a political survival interest and probably even a commercial interest.
So
that if one has to go there, I could go because I am also privy to some very serious information.
Hold on, let's not go around it.
Yes.
Sifuna, one of the accusations is that he is saying we are going to remove the current administration from office.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And you're saying that is not the position of the party.
Yes.
What is the official position of ODM as regards 2027 general election?
Eric, I want you to be fair. And the fairness is this.
Just answer the question.
The conversation stops at is what Sifuna said position of party or not. I am not the spokesman of the party. If Sifuna is saying that we are going to remove the current administration, absolutely from all party, support basis, is that the position of the party?
I'm asking you,
and I'm telling you, it's not. Because
so there's nowhere, is the position of the party?
There is nowhere there's nowhere the party organ sat and discussed a one-term agenda.
So are you saying
there is nowhere the party sat and discussed a two-term agenda?
Is it fair to say that you're still trying to understand?
Are you saying
the
party has no position?
The party has got a very clear position.
What is the position?
The position of the party is we are in a broad-based government and implementing the things that we agreed on broad-based government to serve the people of Kenya. And by the way, it's two-pronged. It's both on development matters that we can give you a scorecard where we have reached with this. There's a paper that is guiding this called the 10-point agenda. Different members of the party might have different scorecards. I have a scorecard of about 50% that has been achieved.
If the party doesn't have a position on one-term or two-term, that's yet to be determined, then what is Edwin Sifuna contradicting, essentially?
Yeah, if there's no current stand.
Yeah, if there's no current stand, what is he contradicting?
I have told you, when you are in a coalition, a post-coalition agreement, and implementing what is seen as what would bring economic merit to the people and inclusion to the people of Kenya, because some of these party bases, the reason why I've got a big problem even with Sifuna is simplifying this issue, because it's an intricate issue for some of the bases that were never even involved in some of the national cake, benefits from government. And right now there's a proper inclusion of these people from all possible angles by this so-called broad-based government, okay? For you to bastardize that, right, is a problem. Because I'm telling you that the coalition, just wait, right now we've got a cooperation agreement, okay? And I'm telling you that based on the development that we are having currently, there is a swath number of members of the party, a bigger number of the party, that are convinced that we are going to go into a coalition agreement. Has this been ratified or not? It hasn't. But it's going to be ratified should the meeting happen anytime this year to be able to establish that position that you want of a formal coalition.
I think that would have actually been answered also when the party leader, Odinga, remember when he said, "Us we want deputy."
Yes.
I feel like it's already shaping.
Yes. So because it's shaping, I can say whatever I think that a possibility, because that will be a possibility.
That the Secretary-General is not representing the party and its members. He's saying, I said what I said.
Right.
What happens?
Right. And you also mentioned that you think there's other interests at play. You said, whether it's political expediency or financial interests at play here.
Yeah, I can tell you for a fact. There are three things that have been raised here, and as a member of ODM, who has come to the party for the first time. And got elected for the first time, there are aspirations of people that you represent, okay? And that aspiration is basically to deal with poverty and to deal with anything that, robs people dignity, among them freedom, among them, human rights, among them economic merit and all the kind of things. And I think that when the government of the day is not attaining those kind of things, and then you push the government of the day, whether through coalition or through any kind of advocacy, and the government of the day is now responding to those kind of things, you can't belittle them into goodies. It is a responsibility, it's duty, which must be appreciated that the government of the day is actually meeting its responsibility by ensuring equity and equality across Kenya. This is what I'm trying to say, and we cannot keep on putting it or belittling it into an issue that, now because you are now you can now be able to get roads on your place, this is now not duty by government, this is goodies. No, it's not. It is responsibility that the government must do for us, and it is responsibility that they must do to the people of Central, the people of Turkana, and everybody else in the country. That's what I want to make very clear. Then the second thing is, when Honorable Senator Odinga called me and guided that we follow a channel that is evoked under Article 16 of the Constitution. This channel includes actually even having a conversation, a larger conversation, because it seems that the SG has always been in conversations with a smaller group of people, which we call the Central Committee. Despite the fact that it has been charged by the affairs of dealing with ODM issues on a day-to-day basis, it is a small community relative to the committee called the NEC, right? So if the party leader sees it fit, which I think that this will be the natural course of event, will be perhaps to convene the NEC, because the NEC makes some decision by finality, okay? And where the NEC has made a decision, you can go to NGC and then you can go to NDC, right? Because these are the organs of the party. But the idea here is, this is not the way the party leader sees it, and the way I also see it, that whatever I raised was not a personal issue with Sifuna. It is a party position issue with Sifuna, that there is a way the SG of the party must speak, even where you are convinced that you are not supporting some agenda or anything. You must speak in a way that unites all the voices and takes the interest of everybody in the party. And that's why, in the wisdom of the party leader, Raila Amolo Odinga then, he always, when these kind of contentious issues, Raila will not speak without having put all the party organs in check, including even possibly demanding for something like a PG, where if you're not convinced that the NEC alone, that sometimes a mix-up of different people who might not be the reps of the people in parliament, you then convene even a PG. Remember when we were going to do the broad-based arrangement, a PG was convened. There are voices that voiced and said that we are not convinced that this is the right direction to go. And then there are voices that say that this is a good place to go. By the time the SG of ODM was communicating this, there were communications that people had got different positions. But once the party position had been taken, we confuse the people if you don't stick to that party position. And I don't want to prosecute Sifuna on media. It's not fair.
You quote several issues. You even quote meetings. A meeting, for example, a funeral meeting of the father of the MP for Embakasi Chikakuya.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Sifuna is a senator for Nairobi.
Yes.
I mean, he's attending there as he's supporting his fellow legislator from Nairobi.
Yes.
But you have a problem because the funeral is happening in Murang'a and other people who are present include Kinagashagwa, you have a problem with Sifuna being in the same. So you're saying Sifuna should not have gone for that funeral?
Did I say I have a problem with going to the funeral? I said...
When you say fraternizing with party opponents being one of the charges, so to say, what do you mean by fraternizing with party opponents?
And who are opponents?
I gave you very specific examples of utterances that he did not say as Sifuna. You know, if you qualified and
I'm
said...
asking fraternizing with party opponents, the first charge.
Go and read, go and watch the entire speech of Sifuna in that funeral, if you didn't get to watch it. The speech was very committal. It was not just a speech that was out of the blues. It was a committal.
Speaking is not fraternizing. Also, what is a party opponent, like Latif has asked? Speaking on a podium at a funeral is not fraternizing with someone. I come to Janet's birthday. I am seen there. And then Latif is my opponent for some reason. I'm told I was fraternizing with Latif. It's not.
I've said, go and watch the speech if you didn't get the opportunity to watch it. Okay. Because Sifuna said committed stuff, right, to the united opposition. He said very, very committed language, right, in everything that he said. It was a commitment to the other side that we are not with in any kind of arrangement. And I don't have a problem with that, because we are a democratic country. Sifuna can choose that path. The only thing that he cannot do is to confuse our members that is the position of the party. I don't know if they're getting the fundamental issue here, is that the fundamentals of the party must remain, which is a decisions of the party in a public gathering or in a private gathering must be taken within the organs of the party. And once they are communicated, must be committed to. Okay. And it's not only something that political parties do, it is even what organizations do. A CEO can take an agenda in a board, let's say even nation, you take an agenda in the board, and the board members feel very strongly that you're one voice, like Sifuna right now is a one voice in the party, really.
It's standard operating procedure.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
So that's what we are insisting on, because this is what is breaking our party. Survival politics, because we know urban areas. In urban areas, the service agency is different from rural areas. Sifuna is a Nairobi politician, and I understand that. He has to play survival politics, but I think it will be larger when he understands that this party had got values that were supposed to fight for everybody in this country, and he has been given a very difficult responsibility. And in that responsibility, he must be very cautious, never to allow that his political survival in Nairobi, which we all understand, and that's why I call it dalliance with the other side, right? That his political survival in Nairobi must then supersede the survival of this party. This is the party that Raila Amolo Odinga built with blood and sweat that we must protect by all means possible. And that's why some of us have now come out to make sure that, and let me tell you, by the way, you asked me a very simple question. What next? That's what Janet asked me in the party. I can go and lose my case against Sifuna in the party. That's fine. But I want to be on record that the party fundamentals, in terms of structure, the working of its organs, the trust it has with the people, and even after interacting with Raila a number of times, in his lowest moment, which is sometimes, if Tutam allow me, I'll even share with you some, is in his lowest moment trying to build this party to work for the people, must stand.
I want to ask a question before we sample some of the comments that are coming in. You've talked about commercialization and commercial interests being at play in various stages of the party, and it's an unfortunate thing. The governor for Siaya, James Orengo, has actually also come out to say that he is aware of some members of ODM who are fraternizing with others in other political parties for commercial interests, that there is money changing hands. Have you heard him say that?
Orengo, no, I haven't heard him say that.
Okay, you will hear it.
Yes.
I'll share it with you after
Yes,
this.
you can share with me that. So, but even if he says that, we are in the same wavelength. That there could be in a certain instances that they, and I'm telling you this in this point in time, the case of Sifuna, that political survival interest and commercial interest can supersede the interest of protecting the party for some individuals, right? And that is what we, as people who believe in the dream that Raila Amolo Odinga shared with us, a time without number, in different instances, in anecdotal moments, okay? believe that these things must be able to stop and we must build this party. The reason why we even turned is because of the way Baba saw. Because I was in Martha Karua's car, on Martha Karua's car, and then Baba was in front of us. The reason why Baba decided that now we must turn and go is because of the kind of violence that was being meted on journalists in front of him. And a number of young people, one of them called Odinga, who was trying to give us security, a young person who was hanging on our vehicle, and we could not allow him in because Martha Karua apparently was asthmatic, and that smoke could have given us a catastrophic issue.
Land the point.
So, my point is this. My point is this. The ODM ideals are not things that Sifuna is fighting for now. Baba has fought for these ideals for over time, given us a country that can make progress in terms of the democratic idea of the party. And it would be unfortunate if, because of personal survival and sometimes commercial interests,
if all of it goes,
Sifuna goes and kills this party.
Okay. For about a minute, I'll try and sample because there's a lot of feedback. And then we'll come back and try and wind it up. But yeah, this is a lot of feedback. I'm trying to see which one. So where to start? Eric Flash 2546. I thought he was to name the people who are not so loyal to Raila, but alas, he has stuck to Sifuna with commercialization. But he's commercial, but he's also struggling to be seen in what he's saying. Honorable Oketch, according to Sir Nixon Boro, are you an individual for ODM to field a presidential candidate, or are you going to support Ruto's re-election? Sema ukweli kutoke. I think that's something that Eric had tried to ask. And then we have others, and by the way, Mariam and Eric, if you spot any, feel free to come in. Don Sabo, the broad-based government agreement has fully landed on commercial platform. Tumepata barabara, tumepata stima, tuko na mawaziri, which is what you, Senator Oketch, are now fighting for. Omenar Public, how are you protecting the party by allowing UDA honchos to talk to ODM? Senator, I always thought you were a brilliant fellow, but what is going on today? Honorable Sifuna, according to Alex Mayore, has the right to have free thoughts. He has the right to express himself, protected by the Constitution. He has a duty to speak for the voices in the party with a different view from the broad-based government. Okay. Yes, of course, a few people are saying we also want to hear the side of Senator.
Of course, Edwin Sifuna. As I listen to all this and the things that you're saying, there are very others here who have also asked a question, and I want to ask you directly. I get the sense that you fully and unequivocally support the broad-based arrangement.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Is it because of personal gains?
Like what?
Same ones that you are alluding to others. Political survival, commercial, personal?
I'll answer them one by one. Political survival. Go check in history of Migori County. I was a senator elected by 317,000 votes out of the possible turnout of 341,000. I'm in a solid base to protect and to defend my seat without any broad-based arrangement. Fact, right? Number two, the broad-based arrangement that we are in was not a simple solution, was not a simple decision. You know, a simple decision and a very easy one that is very popular is to say the government of the day is not working for me, let me oppose it. That one is something that even if I did today, I will get a lot of clout, right? Which is what Sifuna is doing, and that's why I'm telling you that in Nairobi, that politics really makes sense to him, okay? But time without number, Raila Amolo Odinga also spoke in places that Sifuna spoke at, right? Funerals, he spoke in function, right? And he was very clear that this continued politicking between now and 2027 is injurious to our people. And our people for Raila has never been a people from one region. It's a people who are downtrodden and are not getting the value that government is supposed to give them.
Commercial.
And this is, wait first, this idea of development and inclusion is something that we must fight for and must be achieved by this government.
Commercial benefits?
Zero.
Zero commercial benefits?
Yes. Zero commercial benefit.
And you have not heard James Orengo talking about some members, some leaders in ODM who are what did he say? Sort of auctioning
the party.
The party. In fact, Ken Okonye is asking that.
Exactly, read that.
He says, Senator Eddy Oketch should be ashamed of himself for all this contradiction. He can't say that he has never heard Orengo say people have sold the party, yet he has heard Sifuna saying the things that he is saying you've said.
No, if I haven't heard Orengo say something, you can't, Orengo can come here and speak for himself, right? I cannot speak for Orengo.
And you're not aware of any other conversation that has taken place that alludes.
I even gave examples. I don't know whether the person was listening. I gave examples of Senator Soti. I gave examples of people like Caleb who have spoken about issues that might be different. I gave example of this dialogue was being called by even people who might be seen as voices of reason in the party, like Otiende Amolo. He has been speaking.
Yes, true.
My dear sister Millie Odhiambo. I gave these examples. True. Everybody's speaking in the party.
Final
they're
question.
different things.
Final question.
But
Eddie.
the firm issue is when Sifuna speaks, he confirms that every utterance that he makes is the party decision. That's the problem that I have.
So Edwin Sifuna is the mouthpiece of the party.
Yes.
Eddy Oketch is not.
Yes.
So I want to ask you as Eddy Oketch, now that you support broad-based fully,
yes,
do you think that in the next election, ODM should support William Ruto? In other words, let me ask this question more directly because I'd asked the other time. Is Eddy Oketch Wantam or Tutam?
I'm not simplistic in my reasoning.
No.
I'm not simplistic.
I'm asking. I want you to be
we have
simplistic.
30 seconds, Senator, before we wind up
Please
the show.
lower yourself to my level.
No,
just for this one.
No, I can't
ask you a very simple question.
I can't answer the question the way you want.
Please give me a very simple answer.
Yeah, the simplest answer is this:
Tutam or Wantam?
Where things stand right now, ODM party is in a coalition. A cooperation with UDA in a broad-based government. And where things stand right now, we do not have any other formation that we can support for 2027.
Okay.
Other than the broad-based arrangement. Because if you simplify it as a UDA two-term, that is simplistic. That means that we don't have a stake in terms of what we champion ideologically for our people. But the thing is, broad-based government is an arrangement on itself, right? It's a coalition on itself in waiting.
Kama umeochi video hadi kufikia hapa, nataka kushukuru sana, na kama bado hujaweza kusubscribe, please take your time, subscribe. Pia kumbuka kuachia comment yako na kushare kama inawezekana, na pia like. Asante sana. Mungu awabariki. Kwa sasa bye bye, tukutane kwa the next video.